and welcome sa first lecture natin on obligations and contracts. For this lecture, we will be discussing yung origins ng obligations and contracts as an area of study uh, by looking at what the law is and where obligations and contracts is in relation doon sa bigger picture ng lahat ng laws that there is. Nasaan ba ang obligations and contracts in that whole gamut of laws that we're talking about. Now, before we go there, before we discuss the specific provisions of obligations and contracts, punta muna tayo sa general idea ng law in general. Now, of course, in the context nitong subject natin, we are talking about yung written laws, But there are actually a lot of kinds of laws that are there. And it's not just yung mga laws na tinutukoy natin, yung mga legal provisions, but also there are non-legal conceptions of law. There are concepts which are not necessarily legal, but they are considered as law. First of all, we have there's a kind of law that is called divine law, which is as you know, these are laws promulgated by a certain religious belief. Ito yung mga laws relating to the teachings of a certain religion. For example, in the Christian faith, there are laws that we need to follow. There are guidelines. There are rules that we need to follow, and these are what we call divine law. And second, we have natural law. Well, if divine law is based on religion or religious beliefs, natural law is based naman on reason alone, not necessarily divine or religious doctrines. Example, the idea of justice, fairness, all of these things are covered by this idea of natural law. Ngayon, some natural laws have connection doon sa divine law. They have similarities, for example. In the natural law, killing is immoral. And that has resemblance sa divine law, which is, for example, in the Catholic faith, thou shalt not kill, diba? These are similar, but that doesn't mean that they come from the same source. In divine law, it is sourced from a certain religious system, merong religious rules, religious laws. While in natural law, we are only talking here of yung notions of justice, notions of fairness, and etc. So, natural law is more neutral in a sense that it does not favor one religion or another. Ngayon, if for example, on the debate of abortion, divine law is clear on that, na you shall not kill, therefore it is wrong under divine law, but not necessarily under natural law. Depende yan sa justification for doing something, because it is based on reason. Another thing that we need to consider is moral law. Sa moral law naman, these are rules governing what is right and wrong. And moral law can be is subjective, and moral law is subjective. Ibig sabihin, it may differ from one culture to another. What is right or wrong in one culture may not be necessarily the same with another culture. That is the idea of morals, the idea of morality is somehow uh, culturally subjective, in a sense na sometimes there are things that we consider wrong in one culture and right in another culture. But then again, these are rules governing morals, and it is within the context of culture of a certain group or collective. Another kind is actually I'm referring to the itong framework natin dito sa screen, and this will be our lectures will be structured this way. Magbibigay ako sa inyo ng outline natin, and we'll be following this in the discussions. So another one is physical law. Physical law is the laws of physics, uh, the laws of science, the laws of nature. Ano? In a sense that these are not rules these are not rules per se, like moral law or divine law, where you are instructed to do something or not do to not do something because it is bad or good. But in the physical law, these are just these are more advanced versions of theories, like the law of gravity. The law of gravity states that something that goes up must go down, 'di ba? It is not necessarily governing humans, but the natural world, the physical world. So this is what we call physical law. And finally, I think this is the most relevant in our discussion today, state laws. Itong state law na tinatawag natin are the laws that are promulgated by the legislature and are followed by the people, because these are the rules that govern a certain nation. Now, state laws are actually products of what we call the social contract. Now, as you might remember, social contracts are uh, the social contract theory states that a person surrenders some of his or her liberty uh, in exchange for the protection of the government. This justifies the presence of governments because, of course, there are different theories here, but basically we surrender some of our freedoms in order for a certain body, which is the government, to regulate the actions of the citizens. Because uh, at the end of the day, we need to survive, and if we assume, for example, that human nature is evil, we will hurt each other to attain the goal of well, surviving. That's one theory, but that's not all. So we need the government in order to regulate the conduct of men and women and of people rather. So that is why state laws exist. And these are, again, like what I said a while ago, these are products of the legislature. Kumbaga, ginagawa sila ng Congress. In the Philippines, our Congress is divided into two chambers. You already know that, the Senate and the House of Representatives. They are the ones making the laws. So dapat ang mga congressman at mga senador are making laws and perhaps nothing else. Ano? So obligations and contracts are within the realm of state law, and these are, in short, these are legislated laws that we need to follow.